Hi. Let's try this again, shall we? Nobody's here, so I'm talking to dead air right now. But I scheduled this live stream a couple days ago, and I ended up having to do something else, and so I've learned I'm going to stop scheduling these. It just doesn't really work out. It's easier. I mean, sorry, but it's easier for me to just do these when I have the time and hope that people show up. So the few times I've done this before, people show up, but we'll see. This is a different time. It's Saturday night. People are actually out doing things other than myself, who's enjoying a nice, quiet evening alone on a Saturday, which is exactly what I want, to be honest. That's never really changed. Most people, as they get older, they yearn for this kind of stuff, but not me. I've always been like this. Quiet Saturday night at home, I'll take it. Anyway, as you can see, I was hoping that we could talk about The Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste tonight. I've been wanting to do a live stream of this album rather than just doing a video about it because I don't know, I like these live streams, even though there's only a few people that can make these. It's fun because it's just more interesting for me to be able to, have people have opinions and be able to throw ideas out, including myself. Like I like asking you guys stuff. So, um, but and you know what? People can watch these later. So it's pretty much a video. It's not like my videos are these, you know, pieces of editing masterpieces. I just blurt into a camera for 30 minutes and then I post it. So this is not much different. I'm not going to be showing any records tonight though. I didn't pull these records out. There's really only two records from this album too. There's the album and then there's only one 12-inch. So there's really not much to show. Um, Looks like there's three people in here. I haven't seen anybody make any comments, so I'll just start talking. Mine is a terrible thing to taste. Let's see. I would rank that if I were ranking Ministry albums, it would be my third favorite. The top three would be Land of Rape and Honey, Twitch, and Mine is a Terrible Thing to Taste would be third. I think the two Ministry masterpieces really are Twitch and I'm trying to. Well, no, yeah, Twitch and Land of Rape and Honey. I don't think Mine is a Terrible Thing to Taste is a masterpiece. I think it's got like some of the best work Al has ever done, and then it's got some pretty middle of the road stuff. I think it is a brilliant album. Four songs in particular are just phenomenal, and then the rest of the album is pretty good. There are a couple tracks that are really good, and oh, hey, someone showed up. Onyx, hey Onyx. Oh, someone watching the Simon Fosford from. Oh, okay. Nice. How's it going, rock and roll derelict? Yeah, I was just mentioning that I think, yeah, mine is a terrible thing to taste would be my third favorite. I think, and I don't have the album in front of me, so I might misremember some details, but for me, the opener Thieves is one of the greatest opening tracks of all time on an album anywhere. I mean, if you need an album to just shake the shit out of you and kick you in the balls right from the start, Mine is a Terrible Thing to Taste is a classic album for that. It's just Thieves is just one of the most intense songs ever, and it also has a great sense of humor with the Full Metal Jacket samples. You hear Arlie Ermy in there, you know, I can't hear you. The samples are just great. Al definitely sampled a lot from Vietnam movies, like on Land of Rape and Honey, it was Platoon. And then Mine is a Terrible Thing to Taste. He sampled Full Metal Jacket a lot, which was very cool. And for me, I love those movies, especially Full Metal Jacket. But Thieves is an amazing start. And then right into Burning Inside, which is an amazing song. I think a lot of people would argue that's one of Ministry's best songs, if not their best song. It's a fantastic song. And then I think Never Believe comes after that, right? It's Never Believe, which is pretty good. Chris Connolly is on that one. That's a pretty good song. I think So What, for me, that would be like a top 5 Ministry song of all time. I think So What is just insane. And live, it's even better. But yeah, So What, man. Incredibly powerful, brilliant song. Love that song. And Breathe. Breathe comes before that actually. That's the start of side 2, Breathe. Fantastic song. The rest of the album is kind of, Cannibal Song's good. I always thought Test was kind of derivative. They were trying something different there, which I appreciate, like industrial rap or whatever. Uh, I think it's fine, but I don't know that it really belongs with the rest of the album. I think that's why I feel like the album's pretty spotty. Like it's got just flat out brilliance, and then it's got these other moments of like, oh, okay, well that was all right. That's kind of a forgetful song. Faith Collapsing, that's a great song. Never Believe is pretty good. Never Believe is a little derivative for my tastes, but on the whole, it's a fantastic album, and I would highly recommend you get the 12-inch. It has a remix of Thieves, but it's not really a remix. It's just an edit. He slaps in like 30 seconds more of samples that are from the album. You barely can tell it's a different version. It's slightly longer. And then Burning Inside has this long kind of ambient intro to it. But then the rest of the song after that long intro is done is just like the album version. And then they cover Skinny Puppy's Smothered Hope as the B-side. So you do get an extra Skinny Puppy track. So yeah, I'm just going to get to your comments right now. This is why I like doing these live streams, because you guys make comments. Kevin Hampton, were you here last time for the stream I did last week? I don't remember. I know I recognize your name. Kevin, how you doing on this Saturday night? I forget, where are you? Where are you located? Guys, tell me where you're located. That's just super interesting to me. I like to understand where you guys are located. And also just because I like to try to plan these live streams to some degree. There's so many time differences and zones. I just want to make sure that the people that want to be a part of these are here. So you missed it? Okay. I thought you were here, but I recognize your name. It's good to see you. Tampa. Okay. Tampa, Florida for Onyx. Tampa. Oh, you're in Oregon. Okay, maybe that's why I remember you. Um, yeah. Oh, so yeah. So What is great. I love the version on In Case You Didn't Feel Like Showing Up, the live album that they put out after The Mind Is a Terrible Thing to Taste, which is basically a 6-track live album of songs. 3 of the songs are from Rape and Honey, and then 3 of the songs are from Mind. And if you love those 2 albums, and they expanded that too, Necronomicon. Does anyone have that? Several years ago, they re-released it as Necronomicon, and it's got the full concert, which is fucking fantastic. I love it. Okay, Little California. Hey Terry, what's up, man? Terry Karkop. Terry, I don't recognize your name. Maybe you've been here on my channel under another handle. Jayhees, what's up, man? I recognize you. Yeah, you make comments. I appreciate you being here. Thanks, man. New York, nice. New York in the house. Tampa. Being the huge football fan I am, I see your cities pop up, and I can't help but think about my fantasy football team. New York, Tampa Bay. But that's another video, man. Maybe I should do a fantasy football video someday. Tampa Bay got beat the other night too. Not that that's by a New York team at that. How's that for a little coincidence there? Oregon. Okay, so you're my neighbor. Maybe that's why I recognize your name. I too am. Well, I'm a native Oregonian. I live in Washington now, but I'm right on the border, so I'm close enough. But anyway, yeah, going back to The Mind Is a Terrible Thing to Taste. I can remember going to Tower Records the day that came out in 1989. I was in high school, and the first couple of songs just blew my mind. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I got that record home and I put Thieves on. And I was just like, what? I mean, because Land of Rape and Honey was such a huge leap from Twitch, I thought. And then I thought Mind was a leap from Land of Rape and Honey too. I wouldn't say a wholly better leap. I think the leap they took from Twitch to Land of Rape and Honey is one of the biggest leaps I've ever heard. But Mind was still another really impressive leap. And Thieves and Burning Inside. I mean, can you think of two better Ministry songs? I mean, there aren't many. And So What? That album to me, those three are the centerpieces of that album. The rest of the album just kind of pales in comparison with those three. I think those three songs, some of the best things Al has ever done. Terry is in Nova Scotia. Sweet. All right. So I'm hitting all points of North America right now. I love it. Love it. Terry, how you doing, man? How you doing on this fine Saturday evening? Is it freezing balls cold? It's cold here. I can tell you that much. I'm freezing my balls off. Tampa, Onyx, and Malvern. I know it's not freezing where you guys are. It never is. Is it ever freezing in Tampa? Ever? Although you guys get hurricanes and tornadoes and shit. Yeah, no thanks. Never, ever, ever want to experience one of those. That would suck ass. From Oakland, okay. Cool. Yeah. Not really. Yeah, I guess that's more South Florida, right? Tampa, you guys are kind of in the middle there. Miami gets fucked over though, right? Miami they have problems with that kind of shit. I mean, listen, I've never been to Florida. You guys would have to tell me, but um how are the like a band like Ministry, are they super popular in Florida or, Nova Scotia? Do you guys, when you go to see them live, is it like a really healthy turnout or was it? I don't know what Ministry does now. I mean, I know Al is still around doing stuff, but I don't know. I listen to Ministry records now and I don't get it. It's just I've bitched about this before, but his music now is so tinny. Like there's no bass to his music now. It's weird. I often think, does he want that or is he just deaf? Has he lost all comprehension or ability to hear mids and highs? I don't know. So he cranks up the highs. His recent Ministries output is that there's no bass. Where his earlier records are laden with bass. Like Rape and Honey has bass all over it. Um, but um, here, let's see. Kevin says Ministry has been touring quite a bit. Yeah, I noticed that. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Gary Newman live, but I can see the connection there. I can't imagine there are many Ministry fans who don't appreciate at least a little Gary Newman, or vice versa. And someone on my channel mentioned that Al has been doing a cover of an old Fad Gadget song, right? In his recent live shows. I don't know which song it is, but he's been big upping Frank Tovey, which I think is awesome because on this channel I've always for months and even maybe over a year I've been talking about, like, if you love Ministry, you need to find out about Frank Tovey. So it's fun. I obviously, Al is a Frank Tovey fan, so that is really cool to see because you can hear the similarities in a big way, especially his early stuff. Um, hey, thanks, Terry. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, I'm always humbled by how many people watch my videos. I just assume that nobody will. So, so I just have a lot to say about music. I think, anybody who has an opinion about something and is unwavering about it, I think that can be interesting. That's what I like. Even if I disagree with the opinion, I like hearing people's takes. In fact, I prefer people's opinions to be different than my own. So thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in New York, shit. I mean, there's somebody for everything in New York, right? I've been in New York before. I mean, it's the most exciting electric place on earth, I think. It's just you get every type of person and every type of music and every type of personality and every type of approach you can possibly dream of and then some, you know. So yeah, it's yeah, I assume you're from New York, right, Jayhees? Is that you in your photo? Jayhees? Is that you? Or is that somebody else? I love New York, by the way. I love New York. Love the people of New York. I think the people of New York are the coolest people I've ever been around in my life. No offense to anybody else, but New York is my speed. It is absolutely my speed. Oh, that's you. Okay. There are too many people in New York. Let me say that, Jay Hees. Am I right? There are too many fucking people in New York, but I love the people of New York. You get, you just get an honesty in New York from people that I absolutely treasure. You do not get that here on the West Coast. I mean, you get it sometimes, but on the West Coast, the prevailing attitude and personality is kind of aloof and, arm's length. And I mean, there's plenty of that in New York too, but you also get that brute honesty in New York that I absolutely love. I love that. NWO just wants fixing cheese built my heart more good, but that's it. Never cared about anything after. Yeah, I mean, I will say that Filth Pig is really grown on me. Try out Filth Pig again. When Filth Pig came out, I was pissed off. I was mad at Owl. I was just like, God damn it. He finally went full metal. And that came out in like 96, and I was so balls deep in electronic music and house and techno and electro that I just personally, my preference would have been for him to go more electronic. And he didn't do that. And I was pissed. But about 5 or 6 years ago, I revisited Filth Pig. I pulled that out of the archives and I listened to it, and I was like, God damn it. This is a good album. Try Filth Pig again. There have been moments where I felt like I liked it more than Psalm 69. That's how much it's grown on me. I really like it. I wasn't ready for it. And I think Al delivered a really consistently good album with Filth Pig. Give it a shot. Maybe you'll still hate it. I don't know. But that's an album that has seriously grown on me in serious years or in recent years. Yeah. I think there are people that prefer Revco than Ministry or yeah, than Ministry. I mean, it depends on the mood. Some days I want to hear beer, steers, and queers, and some days I want to hear rape and honey. It's just a different speed, Ministry is kind of that's their intense. That's when they're feeling a lot of aggression, and then Revco is like party Al. That's Al. That's the Al that drops his pants and farts in your face and pisses on stage. And I need that in my life. When I'm serious and feeling moody, I put a Ministry record on. When I feel like dropping my pants and taking a shit on the floor, I listen to Revco. And trust me, I take shits on the floor plenty of times. I'm kidding. Hardcore Media 101, Michigan. Where in Michigan? Do you mind me asking? I mean, you don't have to give me your fucking address or anything, but what town in Michigan? Michigan. Serious sports state. I like that. I agree, but most people are cool. Yeah, I mean, there's just too many people. I'll never forget the first time I went to New York, and this is true. My very first memory of New York was getting off the plane, got out of the airport, and my first excuse me, my first experience was smelling piss. I shit you not. Forever ingrained in my brain, or I should say nostrils, was the smell of piss. And a friend of mine picked me up, and I was like, "Is that piss?" He's like, "Yeah, you're in New York." I was like, "Oh." I mean, it's weird. Minister or New York, it's just like this love hate, serious love hate. It's like it's the most electric city with the most crazy energy of anywhere you could ever go. But then you've got this other side of it constantly. It's like It's an amazing place, the most inspiring place I've ever been. But at the same time, there are rats everywhere, and you're smelling human waste. So, it's the good. Never have I seen a situation where you trade the good with the bad in such an extreme way. Mine was the first horror that ultimately led to what they are. Yeah. I mean, there's an argument that it kind of started with Land of Rape and Honey, the hardness, or even Twitch in some way. But Ministry, like Land of Rape and Honey, was more of Al's studio baby, you know? And then Mind was like a band. So I get what you're saying there. Like Mind was the first time that they kind of, led to what they've become. But the seedlings were there on Rape and Honey, I think. Very sludgy. I assume you're talking about Filth Pig, right? Sludgy. That's how I would describe Filth Pig for sure. It is. It's like sludge rock, just grinding, you know, hard. Just I wouldn't say sputtering. Maybe the beats are a little sputtering in places, but yeah, it's just like it's dirty. It's a lot of grudge, a lot of sludge, a lot of yeah. And it's grown on me. I never thought it would, but it did. Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the album. Again, I was mad at Al. I was like, God damn him for going this way, motherfucker. He can do better than this. But yeah, I don't know, man. And it's just been in the last few years. I started listening to it, and it was like, damn, I had it on repeat for a while. And this was just a few years ago. So I was like, shit, sometimes I'm just not ready for something. That's something funny about Mine is a Terrible Thing to Taste, too. There's only one single from that album. I mean, there were 5 potential singles on that album, but they only put out one, Burning Inside. There was a remix of Thieves on there, but Thieves could have been a single, Breathe could have been a single, So What could have been a single. I don't know if they had ever planned on doing another single. I think the following year they did Jesus Built My Hot Rod, so I'm sure Al was he was on to the next thing. He was busy doing Revco, and those of you who were around back then, you remember Al, you couldn't keep up with Al. He was doing shit all the time. I mean, it seemed like every month I'd go into the record store and there'd be another Al project, and you just bought it. You didn't think about it. Ah, okay, thank you. Yes. Good old Michigan. I've been to Michigan before. Great album, Smother Hope Live. It is, yeah. Yep. A little homage to Jesus, Gary. Who is that? Who is that lovely lady in your avatar? Good Jesus. Sorry, I got really distracted there. Gary, nice photo, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you 2 times for that. Thanks, Hardcore. Appreciate that. I like your avatar too, Sly Stallone. Is that Rocky 3? Listen, I love me some movies. And that looks like Rocky 3 style right there. That looks like Mr. T era. Rocky 3. All right. Let's see. Jay's. Yeah, man. See how many towns we can get in this fucker tonight. I like to play. Yeah, Lava. Yeah, well, Lava was missing the synth and even the heavy. It was depressed. It is. Yeah, it's still kind of depressed. It's heavy, It's not an album you want to listen to when you're feeling all upbeat and chipper, It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go listen to Katrina and the Waves, and then I'm gonna listen to Filth Pig. Yeah, it's not that kind of album, but I don't know. Sometimes it's been fitting a mood that I've been in. Love that fucking album. I didn't at first. Yeah. Oh yeah, this reminds me. What is that image of? Does anyone know? I have no clue. But the gun looks like the gun from that image of Vietnam, where the Vietnamese sergeant shoots the VC in the head, and he falls on the ground and blood spurts out the side of his head. That's what the gun looks like, but then the people looks like something else. I've always wondered, is it too is it two images being superimposed with each other, like the gun from the Vietnam scene, and then obviously, you know, the people in it are Asians, so maybe it's just a whole Vietnam collage. I don't know. Yeah, maybe somebody knows. Oh, Monica Bellucci, right? Whew, man, that is a lovely photo of her. Holy crap! Yeah, damn. All right, Gary, I might have to save that photo for myself. Yeah, Rocky 3. Fucking Sly. Come on. Who doesn't love Sly Stallone? What? Back me up, guys. Like, if you need a real man movie, like a movie about a guy who's a man who is fighting other men so he can fight for the rights of other men. The best movie of all time for that is First Blood. The ultimate man movie, the guy movie. Men fighting men for the freedom of other men. Fucking First Blood. One of the most kick-ass movies of all time. God, I love that movie. First Blood. Sly Stallone, man. The world is a better place because of Sly. That's all I have to say. How does Spice? Yeah, yeah. Have you seen that photo of Al sitting in the studio of him cutting tape together and the chalk? He's got like a piece of chalk and he's just hunched over. He's hunched over like an old reel to reel, and yeah. Talk about old mixtape days. I mean, that's what Lana Right Behind You is. You gotta love it. Just came, scored Filth Pig and with sympathy. Just scored. Okay. You said just came, and we're talking about Monica Bellucci, so my mind went there, and I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you. I mean, Monica Bellucci, and then Hardcore Media 101 comes. Makes perfect sense to me. All right. What's this? Gary North. I still have the VHS. Yeah, I saw them on this tour, by the way. Yes, I did. I didn't see the show that was Necronomicon, or in case you didn't feel like showing up. I didn't see that show, but I did see them on this tour, and it was insane. I still think the Psalm 69 show I saw was better. That was I've talked about that when I did my Psalm 69 video a couple months ago. I talked about that show. Sepultura opened, Helmet opened, members of Nirvana and Soundgarden were there playing with them. It's just, and this was back in '91 during, you know, when grunge was exploding, which, by the way, I didn't give two farts about grunge. I never have, and I didn't care then. But when you're in Seattle in December of '91 and those guys show up to the show, it's like, to say it was electric is an understatement. It was crazy. It was a very crazy scene, and I love that show. Hey, John, what's up, man? Lived in Chicago, late 80s, and one apartment was blocks from Wax Trax, Rape, and Mine, Revco, Real Revco, and all the other side projects happened during that time. Amazing moments in time. Metro. Yeah. Are you not in Chicago anymore? Then where are you now? Again, you don't have to give me addresses. I'm interested to know where you guys are when you jump on here. It's fun for me to understand where you guys are. Jealous, John F. Austin. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Sorry. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Filth Pig has grown on me. I won't natter on about it anymore, but I was talking about that a few minutes ago. Filth Pig has grown on me, John. I don't know. I wasn't ready for it when it came out back in the '90s, but I've started listening to it in the last several years, and it's really hit me. I don't know, that happens, right? Yeah, you know, we all have. We all dream of such things. Alan Chris would. Yeah, Al used to work there, right? How nuts is that? Have you seen that Wax Trax documentary that the daughter made? Is it Nash's daughter? I think it's Nash's daughter. It's really good. I thought it was going to be some low budge, hard to watch bullshit, but no, it is really good. And you can tell there's like a deep respect for her and that family because they get all the major players to talk. They get Al, they get Front 242, they get Chris Connolly, they get Frankie from TKK. I mean, all the big guns are there. And I thought it was extremely well done. And Wax Trax deserves that. You know, they absolutely deserve a good documentary because, you know, it's one of the greatest labels of all time. Let's just face it. And by the way, as a side note, Wax Trax's represses that they've been putting out are excellent. In a world of really shitty represses that just suck ass, Wax Trax has been crushing it. So whatever that's worth to you. I've picked up several of the represses, like Love Secret Domain by Coil and Thrill Kill Cult. Frontline Assembly. I've picked up a few. All right, and they're good. I would highly recommend anyone pick those up. Sweet. You must be a Howard Stern fan saying things like that. I hope you're a Howard Stern fan, although not anymore. Howard sucks now. What happened to Howard? I worshipped the Howard Stern show for a long time. Basically, when Artie left, the show started to suck, but that's a whole different story. I don't know. Maybe you guys are Howard Stern listeners, maybe you're not, but Howard Stern used to be brilliant. He fucking sucks now. Okay, New York, awesome. Chicago, people from Chicago are amazing. Some of my best friends are from Chicago. They end up here in my area, but I don't know. People from Chicago are beautiful people, man. They tell you like it is, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I like it. I'm in London. Sweet. Gary, what's up? Gary, you're up late. I appreciate that shit. What? You're 8 hours ahead of me right now. So what? It's like, was it 2 a.m. for you right now? I guess it's not that late. I mean, you know, if I had my druthers, I'd be awake until 3 in the morning. When I don't have to be up early for work, I normally am. But hey, Gary, thanks, man. And again, thank you for your avatar. Filth Pig was when I wasn't. Yeah, yeah. I like that Lay Lady Lay cover too. And I love Bob Dylan. I mean, I don't know. Are there people that don't love Bob Dylan? I don't know, man. If you like lyrics, how do you not love Bob Dylan? I think when you think of the greatest lyricist of all time, it's like Bob Dylan, and then there's a huge drop off. So yeah, I love Bob Dylan. Love him. Caffeine Club, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you commenting for a while. How the hell are you, buddy? Good to see you. I forget Caffeine Club. Where the hell are you? Are you in Florida too? Are you one of those Floridians? Yeah, it was definitely good. Wait a minute. I skipped one. Hang on a second. Oh shit! I don't think I've seen that. Where'd you? Do you mind telling me where you saw that? I didn't. Is that like a? Is that Netflix or I don't know. Gary, only time I saw Minister live. Oh, okay. And how was it? 92 in Brixton. Wow. Now, see, I'm jealous of you because as a you know as a big fan of electronic music and trip hop. I hate that term, but Brixton was a hot place in the 90s, man. You were one of the hot places. Um, a ton of interviews done, and the person in the film basically held the footage hostage for more money. A big legal headache. They ended up going back and oh, no shit. What? That's ridiculous. It's always about money over people, isn't it? Don't even get me started on that. Yeah. Well, yeah. Howard got boring, right? Yeah, I know that's what you're saying, but Jesus. Hollywood Howie, man. I swear, man, between the years of my God. When Billy West came on the show in the 90s, all the way up through the Artie years, that show was amazing. I think the best years I ever had were the Artie Sirius years between 2006 and 2009. Artie just completely transformed that show, in my humble opinion. I think Billy West was amazing, but he didn't last long. Jackie was fine, but then when Artie came, forget about it. Artie just completely fucking destroyed it. Yeah, that show lost its soul when Artie left. I think Howard got freaked out too. You can't really blame Howard. I think he felt partly responsible for Artie's demise, you know, and he didn't want to explain it to his audience, which sucks. But again, sorry, I'm talking about Howard Stern right now. I will love Howard forever. He's given me so many hours of entertainment, but this past decade, he sucks. It's been like a love affair gone bad. That's how I feel about the Howard Stern show. It just blows now. It's off. It's awful. It's awful. Um, like to see. I don't have any records on me right now. I'm sorry, man. I'm not showing anything tonight. Do you mean tonight or in general? Because yeah, I'm not showing any records tonight. Hey, Mondo, what's up, man? Mondo the Avaricious. What do you think about Al's new acoustic variant? It was fine. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I wish he'd do like an official. I've always wished that he'd do a Buck Satan album of covers. Just do the country artists that matter. The gangster country guys like Buck Owens and Hank Williams and Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson and what's the guy's name? David Allan Coe. A cover album of those guys, and as Buck Satan, because Al's obviously a great musician. He knows how to play the guitar. So let's hear it. 2 a.m. for Gary. Chicago was really cool in the 90s. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, shit, man. You guys had wax tracks and house music. I mean, I can't imagine what the club scene was like. It was exciting here in Portland. I can't imagine what it was like in Chicago. And industrial and house music just bled together like no other town in Chicago. I mean, that's what Acid Horse. That's what I've always thought, that Acid Horse was just to take on Acid House, obviously. And to this day, I think that's Al's best record. If you were to take his albums and his 12 inches and pick one, for me, it would be No Name, No Slogan. He's got that great Cabaret Voltaire remix on the B side. Fuck, that's good. You didn't like that one? Yeah, I mean, yeah. To be honest, this might be sacrilege, but Halloween's never been my favorite Ministry song. Sorry, man. I know I'll get people hating on that, but Halloween's fine, but it's never been my favorite. Not a big Dylan fan, but I love the Ministry cover and Ballad of a Thin Man cover by. Yeah, yeah, I love Dylan. I can see why it would be hard to get into him just because his voice or whatever. But I think just as a true artist, one of the most unique artists that we've ever seen in this world, I think Bob Dylan's, he's toward the very top, man. The guy is an immense talent. But I get it if you don't like him. Nope, Ottawa. Okay. Taking him. Ah, dude, you stopped American Werewolf for this? Thanks, man. You're a good man. Because I know that takes a lot of fucking wherewithal and stamina to turn that movie off. American Werewolf would be on my top 10 horror movies of all time. Absolutely, without a doubt about it. No question about it. American Werewolf. And why, do you ask? You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Why? Because American Werewolf is not a pure horror movie. Those are always my favorite horror movies. It's a John Landis horror movie, and that means something if you're a John Landis fan. It's funny. That movie is fucking funny. And it is hard I assume, I'm not a filmmaker, but as a watcher, it's hard to be successful in making a horror movie and scaring the piss out of people, which American Werewolf is. It's a very scary movie. And then the next minute, make them laugh. It is fucking hard to do that. And John Landis was a master at that with American Werewolf in London. In fact, it just dawned on me. I have this sitting right here. I was just fingering this. I just got this in the mail yesterday. The 4K of Cujo. Speaking of rabid dog-like animals. I just ordered this. This is my Halloween jam this year, Cujo. This just came out on 4K. Cujo is it's a mixture of good and bad. This isn't a perfect movie, but it's fun. You know, it's 80s horror, and I like it. And there's a little bit of nostalgia tied into that, but I do like the movie. I think it could have been shorter. They could have edited out maybe 15, 20 minutes. It might have been better. But of Stephen King movies, this is one of the better Stephen King movies, in my opinion. I might put it in the top 5. Shining, of course, is at the top. And I know it's not the book. I know. I've read the book. I love the book. I also love the movie. You can love both at once. It's possible to do that. But I like Cujo. It's good. Hmm. Weird. Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know about that. You mean mine? Yeah. If you're talking about my collection, yeah, it's too big. Honestly, it's annoying. It's it's a lot of upkeep and a lot of yeah, it's just a pain. I struggle with my vinyl collection. It's too big. I have too much. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember hearing about this. Right. Okay. I remember now. Yeah, I missed it. John, why do you look familiar for some reason? I don't know. Do you do stuff? I don't know. I as a DJ, I've met a lot of people over the years. Just like a lot of people just appear in front of you and then they go away and you never see them again. But I have a photographic memory. Sometimes I just remember things that, yeah, Reckless Records. Never went there. Yeah. Yeah, Connolly had the right voice to be in Ministry. Just his vocal work on So What, man. God damn. Just brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. Connolly's just he's got a phenomenal voice. And when Al puts that distortion on it, man, it's even better. Just very powerful. Just a throaty from the bowels kind of holler, you know. I love his vocals. It's awesome. Let's see. What time is it? Yeah, it's like you're either into his voice or not. Um, I mean, you know, I feel that way about David Bowie. You know, a lot of people look at me in complete stunned disbelief and silence when I say I'm not really a David Bowie fan. When I say that, I love David Bowie the person. I love what he did for music. You know what I mean? I appreciate him as a person more than I like his music. I mean, I really don't listen to David Bowie. I never have. Why? Because of his voice. I don't know. His voice bugs me. I know it's sacrilegious, but I've never been a fan of Bowie's music. But yeah, I appreciate him. He seemed like a really nice guy. It does, man. American Werewolf. Yeah, see, now you're making me want to go watch that. I probably will. I have like several different physical copies of that too. I'm one of those suckers who every time they re-release it, I end up picking it up again because there's some new bonus feature or something. I'm like, oh shit, I've got to have that. There's like a new cover or you know whatever. I've got to have it. And I feel like I've heard of Dog Soldiers, but I know I haven't seen it, so I'll check that out. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, sorry, I don't know Reckless Records. Oh, Fleet. Yeah, it's not even close. I mean, it's hard to even think of any other decent werewolf movies. I mean, there are a couple, but I noticed as I was trolling through the upcoming 4K releases, they're releasing Silver Bullet on 4K. Did you see that? Um, another Stephen King. Um, that was actually a graphic novel, which I still have. With those of you who aren't familiar, Silver Bullet, starring Corey Haim, our favorite Corey Haim. The Howling's good. That's like, have you heard the story about how Landis was getting ready to do American Werewolf, and they both Joe Dante had Rick Baker doing the makeup, and he stole the head idea that ended up being like an Academy Award winner for American Werewolf. Joe Dante took it before Landis could get to it, and Landis freaked out. I guess he was screaming and yelling and cussing at Rick Baker because of it. The Howling's great though. I mean, I love Joe Dante. And Dante and Landis are buds. They still are. They're close buddies, and you can definitely see that. Um, you talking about American Werewolf? Yes, yes. I think they've put out all of the recent releases of that. I think it's all been Scream Factory, unless I'm mistaken. Um, is it Scream Factory or is it Shout Factory? Is it Shout? It's Shout, isn't it? Is it the same thing? Shout, Scream Factory, Shout Factory. No, I'm doubting myself. Which one is it? Is it the same? I think they're both, right? Let's see. Thanks, man. I'm a good listener. You know what I mean? Because yeah, sometimes when I pull my records out, or my friends see my record collection or whatever, they'll say that. But I think I'm just a good listener, and I've been a DJ for a long time, and a lot of records I just got given to me by the record company. So I'm lucky. I'm lucky, and I'm a good listener. I music's something you have to keep up on, and I dedicate time every day to hear good music, and I have for years. It's been my MO. Um, oh yeah, yeah, Crowbar, yeah, absolutely. Is that where I saw you? When were you there? God, when was I at Crowbar? I don't remember. Jesus, I don't remember. Hey, listen, I've DJ'd so many times. It becomes a blur. But I have, yes, Crowbar, yeah, yes. I've actually. Is it possible that that's where I saw you? That would be crazy. It's a small world. Possible, possibly. Yeah, I like All Day better than Every Day is Halloween. You mean Gary Busey? Sorry, I'm an English major. I think there's an E between the S and the Y. But what did I miss? Gary Busey. What was he in? What did I miss there? When I see Final Cut, I think of Pink Floyd. No, I don't think so. No, I do not. I do not. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not the only asshole who keeps buying these. Like, yeah, I'm a sucker too, man. I mean, it's probably the same thing with records, right? It's just a different experience. I mean, I could have downloaded this, but then I wouldn't have this, and I wouldn't have all of this. And also when you stream things, you don't ever, excuse me, you don't ever know if it's going to go away or not. You can buy it, but then stored in the cloud somewhere. I guess I kind of feel that way about records too. Like you can always store your shit in the cloud, but there's something to be said that if, on a rainy day somewhere and you feel like watching Cujo and you can't download it, and maybe your internet's out and blah blah blah, you can still go and grasp for your physical copy and watch it. There's something about that. Yeah, it could be Arrow. Speaking of Arrow, a friend of mine let me know that in a couple of months they are releasing Conan the Barbarian in a box, it's got cards and posters and bonus features and all kinds of shit. So Conan the Barbarian is coming out on Arrow. And as you know, Arrow doesn't fuck around. They when they put something out, they're serious about it. And they're the same company. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So is it Scream? I think it's Shout Factory then that put out American Werewolf in London. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is Scream. I don't know. I don't know. I should know that. 90. No, it wouldn't have been those years. It was later than that. So no, that wasn't it. That was fun to think about for a minute, though. No, that wouldn't have been me. No. Those years are when I first started DJing. I didn't start venturing out outside of Portland and Seattle until 93, really. That's when I started going other places. So, I mean, apart from the West Coast, I DJ'd up and down the West Coast and then started venturing out to other places. So no, that wasn't me. Did you? No, I did not. I did not see them recently. No, I missed it. Let's see. It's Arrow, aren't they? Yeah, I know. I thought that too, but I could be completely wrong about that. Yeah, look it up. Look up when you're done, or do it now. I mean, there's the pre-release news is there. In fact, I went to Amazon and they've got pre-orders going there. So it's one of those releases with posters and press cards and all kinds of shit. And I never loved the first Conan. Because I was a huge fan of the comic book when I was a kid. I always thought even the Schwarzenegger Conan I felt was a little too light, a little too G-rated. I mean, the Conan comic book was fucking brutal. Brutal. Conan was a bastard. He was a violent, womanizing piece of shit, and that was the beautiful thing about the comics. He was just a tortured asshole. And I didn't really think that came through in any of the movies, really. It would be nice to see a movie come out that was really true to the comic, but I'm sure that's far too politically incorrect for people to ever get into. There are only two big black dudes in the scene to me, the long hair and okay, I don't know what that is referring to. Sorry. Yeah, Shout Factory. Okay, yeah, Shout Factory. Let's see, my bad. Final Cut released 4 albums, the first deep in the cut by Jet. Yeah. Okay, so the Underground Resistance guys. You are okay. Yeah, you are is kind of like those guys. That crew is like I don't necessarily get into everything they do. I'm a little more wary when I pick up stuff like that. I always check out what Jeff Mills is doing. Always. So yeah, I'll check that out for sure. Oh, that was fucking was that Red Sonja? Wasn't that Red Sonja? I think that was Red Sonja. I could be wrong about that, but Conan came out in 1982, and I think in 1984 they put out like a PG rated version of Red Sonja with Bridget Nelson, and I think Wilt Chamberlain was in that. That movie's fucking awful too. Like I don't know, people try to say it was good now, like oh, it's charming. It's not. It's bad. It's PG. Okay, you don't. Conan doesn't live in a PG world. You're gonna make a Conan movie. It needs to be X-rated, really. If you're gonna be true to the comic, it has to be X-rated. R-rated isn't even gonna cut it. Do you mean Canada or California? Where are you? Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The stories that I remember the most when I DJing was just more gross stuff. It's like just the raves probably. It's hard for me. I don't remember time periods. I'm guessing this was in the early mid 90s. I have this I have this memory. I was DJing a rave in a field, and I do remember the song I was playing. I was playing Underworld Born Slippy. Not the version that came out in Train Spotting, but the original version. Like the hard breakbeat version with no lyrics, that version, the better version in my opinion. I was playing the original version of Born Slippy, and I was queuing up the next record, and I heard something over here, like someone. You know that sound you hear from a cat when they're choking up a fur ball? I heard that, and as a cat owner, you know that sound. So I was like, is that a cat over there? No, it was a human being, and some some woman was bent over and she was on all fours puking, and there's a guy pissing on her back while she was puking. I shit you not, that happened. So yeah, there's my DJ story for you. If you want something more glamorous, I'll give that to you. But that's always like the first thing that's etched into my mind. A woman puking and a dude pissing on her back. That is one of my memories of DJing. That's basically encapsulates the DJ experience right there. Oh, do you mean Beastmaster? Are you talking about movies? Beastmaster. Fuck yeah, I remember Beastmaster. God damn it. What was that guy's name? Harmon? Wait, I have to look this up. I own this movie. Yes, I have the 4K of this. I think you mean Beastmaster. I think the guy's name was or not Harmon, not Mark Harmon, Mark Singer, wasn't it? Mark Singer? What am I talking about? Mark Singer, yes. Tanya Roberts. Oh my God. Do you remember her in that movie? Holy shit. Directed by Don Coscarelli, who also wrote and directed Bubba Hotep. Great movie. I think you're talking, yeah, Mark Singer. Do you remember him? Beast. I think you're talking about Beastmaster. Beastmaster. There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Cat choking. Yeah. Dude, John, it was like I wish I could forget it, but it's just one of those things you, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, 90% of everything I ever DJ'd was smooth. It was like I have a lot of stories of like where the monitor didn't work. I'd be up in front of like 1,000 people, and I come up after the DJ and I put the headphones on, and the fucking monitor doesn't work. I can't hear the music. Shit like that. Like, oh my God type moments. I have plenty of those. Um, yeah, I mean the whatever. I don't know. The memories I have mostly are of women in one way or another. When you're a DJ, you have a lot of, I did at least a lot of experiences with women, and I love women. So yeah, I could regale you with those tales, but yeah, I'll pass. I'm sure you'll pass on that. Um, Most of my memories are of women, various women at various places. Yeah. Anyway, Mark Singer. Yes, Mark Singer. He was the Beastmaster, and Tanya Roberts was his lady, and damn did she look good in that. Yeah. Well, yeah, I have plenty more. Oh my God. See, I can think of disgusting DJ stories for you all day. Ending up ending up in strange cars with strange women, or ending up in cemeteries with strange women. See, I'm not even gonna go there. I'll just give you a little sprinkling. Yeah, being a DJ can be really fun. It can be also be a stressful pain in the ass, but yeah, there's a lot of fun there. Oh, she did? Wow. Wow. Okay. Guys, watch The Beastmaster just for Tanya Roberts. Just fucking mute the movie. You don't even need to listen to it. Tanya Roberts is basically wearing a loincloth for 2 hours. Okay. Do you need any more reason to watch that movie? No. It is a great movie, but Tanya Roberts in a loincloth. Honestly, they should have just renamed the movie Tanya Roberts in a loincloth. It would have probably sold more tickets. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, man. It's just, you know, things. I always think of Devo, Are We Not Men, in these moments. You know what I mean? Like, for as highfalutin and as evolved as Devo was and is, they understand. It's, are we not men? That's all we are. That's all we'll ever be. Are we expected to be anything more? Right. Yeah. Boy, she was a pretty girl for sure. Oh yeah, yeah. I did a KMFDM video. Was it last year? I have every KMFDM album and single up through Naive. So I have What Do You Know, Deutschland, Don't Blow Your Top, UAILE, Naive, Godlike, More and Faster, Naive, the single Naive. Um, yeah, go back, cycle back through my old videos. Um, I talked about Naive, I don't know, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I don't remember. I talked about Naive, and then I talked about the split single they did with Throw Kill Cult, The Days of Swine and Roses. They remixed each other. Do you remember that? Um, yeah, I want to say I did that like a year, I don't know, maybe two, maybe it's been 2 years. I don't even remember at this point. It's been a while, but I have quite a bit of KMFDM vinyl. I kind of lost it with them after Naive. I you know I felt like they got too shiny. They got too pristine. They got too precious with their music. They just kind of their music is a little too much disco now. What I liked about that early stuff is they still had that dirty fuzzy sound. Like it was disco, but it had that hard crunching guitars. It had that Adrian Sherwood production. It's just like a really good mix of influences there. But the stuff they've been doing the last 25 years or so, I just feel like it's too samey for me. It's yeah, I don't know, but everything they did in the 80s and early 90s, I'm a huge fan of. Love it. All right, have you guys petered out? There are no more comments. What about Mine Is a Terrible Thing to Taste? I mean, I don't know what else I can say about it. Again, it's probably my third favorite Ministry album. I think it has some of their most brilliant moments. I also think it has some weak moments. It definitely kind of ushered in a new era for Ministry, even to what they are today. It kind of was the gateway to that. When like that, the kind of that big bombastic, almost arena like techno metal sound. Rape and Honey was very claustrophobic, but then Mine Is a Terrible Thing to Taste was big. It was a more expansive sound, I think, more radio friendly. Rape and Honey is not radio friendly, and that's why I love it. That album exists in its own little vacuumed world, and I mean that in the greatest of ways. Mine Is a Terrible Thing just kind of took them to the stratosphere. I think that's what got them noticed from a whole different community, and that's what put them over the top. No, I haven't had time to do that. No, but yes, I do plan on doing that. In fact, I did listen to a couple songs, and I want to hear more before I reserve an opinion about it. So I did. Let me take that back. I did listen to a few things and I liked it. So I will check that out for sure. Yeah, I might have that too. Did that come out like around the Vogue? Remember Vogue, right? Didn't those come out around the same time? Early 90-ish, 92-ish, right? Is Apart, was that another KMFDM single? Apart? I feel like I have those. Hey, we have a new person. Dimensional. Cannibal Song is a good one. Yeah. Dimensional, if you were here earlier, I was kind of talking about my favorite songs. Some of them don't work for me, some of them do. Cannibal Song's a good one. Definitely like that song. And Faith Collapsing. Faith Collapsing is a great song. I love that. Mind is your favorite? Okay. Yeah. Well, and I think, yeah, I mean, think of the albums they did. They did, they did Rape and Honey. Then Al did Mind. Then he did Beer, Steers, and Queers the next year. Those three. When I think of Al at his peak, those three albums, that's what pops into my head. Rape and Honey, Mind, Twitch, and Beer Steers and Queers, man. I mean, good Lord. That guy was on an insane roll. Yeah, right. And wasn't he living with Timothy Leary too? Like Leary they were both experimenting with these drugs that hadn't been patented by anybody. Al was assisting him in his drug research. I don't know if you've read the autobiography from Al. I'm sure he fluffed up a lot of it, but yeah, I'm sure you don't need anyone to tell you that he was fucking insane. Have you seen the documentary of Al? It's fuck. What is that called? I want to say it's called Fixed, but I don't know if that's what it's called. It's a really low budge documentary that came out about 20 odd years ago. And there's footage of Al like backstage. He's running around in a diaper and he's got a fucking Viking helmet on and he's yelling at people and shitting his pants. It's just fucking crazy. It's amazing that guy's even alive. It really is. Yeah, I'm sure he probably doesn't want to go back. Oh God, yeah. Yeah. Vatican Shadows. I mean, some of the Vatican Shadow stuff is some of my favorite stuff of the last decade. Uh, mm, Shit, I'm trying to think. Oh, have you heard his? Oh God, what is it? Rainforest Spiritual Enslavement. Don't you love his song titles? By the way, they're so funny. Dude is serious, but um, I like his Rainforest Spiritual Enslavement stuff the best. I think that stuff's cool. If you like electronic as ambient, weird, you know, I think that would be closer to Purian. Vatican Shadows is kind of his techno stuff. No problem with that. Uh, I haven't really picked up anything from him recently. It doesn't seem like he's been as active recently, but love the Vatican Shadow stuff, and I love Rainforest Spiritual Enslavement. Awesome stuff. And his song title, a friend of mine and I love him, and we'll look at his song titles and we're just like, what the fuck? We'll make up our own song titles sometimes in the Dominic Furno vein, and we just laugh. I don't know if that's a serious question or not. I'll answer it if you're serious. Cannibal Song sampled Nightbreed. Oh, did it really? Oh, that's a cool movie. I haven't seen that in a long fucking time. Oh, wait. Oh yeah. Yeah. What's the other thing? Is it Cold Cave or is that his emo synth whatever the fuck band? I want to say Cold Cave or something. Am I remembering that right? I know Prurient. I know Rainforest Spiritual Enslavement. I know Vatican Shadow and a few others, but those are the ones that I follow the closest. I would take anything else in it. Yeah, I mean it's Al. He has no problem embellishing. He's a very smart guy though. He did. He called them the book club. Remember in the book? Barker and Connolly, he called them the book club because they were boring. From what I could tell, Barker and Connolly just didn't want to kill themselves, but Al during those days, he was I don't know. I mean, I think of Shane McGowan in moments like this too. Like people always accuse them of having a death wish, but I don't see it that way. I think they love life. They have a lust for life, and they want to try things, and they get addicted to things, and shit happens. But I don't see them as wanting to die. I see them wanting to live. They want to have a big, colorful, exciting life, and that's how they do it. Yeah. Actually, I hope you'll indulge me here. I want to look up. There's one Vatican Shadow album where the song title. I mean, they're all funny, but I'm looking up an album right now. I can't remember the name of it. Remember Your Black Day. That might be my favorite Vatican Shadow album. But these are the song titles. Circumstances quickly become questioned. Tonight, Saddam walks amidst ruins. Muscle hijacker tribal affiliation. contractor corpses hung over the Euphrates River. It's like, it's a date album. Yeah. Take your date out to that. Enter Paradise. Remember your black day. Not the son of Desert Storm, but the child of Chechnya. I don't know. It's funny to me, man. And then you listen to the music and it's just like this fucking in your face, hardcore, almost metal techno. It's so good. Hang on. Yeah. Check out Rainforest Spiritual Enslavement. I forget the name of my favorite release, but I'm going to pull it up right now because I want to share it with you. Let me find this fucking thing. I can't remember the names of his albums because they're so long and long-winded. It's got a snake on it. Ambient Black Magic. Yeah. Jungle is a shapeshifter beyond the yellow spotted bamboo. Praying mantis black arts. Yeah. Ambient Black Magic. That's my album. That's my favorite. Yeah, I like him. Dom Furno, man. Yeah, I think it's worth it. It's Al, you know? If you were there in the 80s and 90s, it sounds like you were. Oh, sweet. Someone news here. Who is this? Ninglendo. How are you, man? Where are you tonight? Again, you don't have to give me your address. I like knowing where you guys are as I talk to you. What city are you in? Do you believe in angels at the end of cannibal? Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, I remember that. Let's see. Okay. I'm glad I remembered that correctly because I remember listening to Cold Cave and I was like, really? Yeah. Not for me. Not my thing. Yeah, Muslim guys. I actually met him a couple times. He and I had a mutual connection. I used to DJ for a band that had done some recordings with him. The band was called System Wide, and System Wide and Muslim guys actually have a 12-inch together. If you were to search for it, you'd probably find it. It's probably on Discogs somewhere. But I used to DJ for System Wide. I was their in-house DJ for a while, and they were like a dub techno ambient thing that performed live. You know, they had electronics and drums, and it was cool. It was back in the early, God, when did I do that? Early mid 90s, late 90s. God damn, it all blurs together at this point. Gary, Al got on it with Ogre. Yeah, rabies. Rabies. Oh, I like Palehead. I think I've talked about it a little bit at some point in my past ministry videos. You know, Ian MacKaye is one of those guys that I deeply respect. I'm not a huge Fugazi fan, but I like him, and I definitely like Palehead. When those two got together, I hear some beeping. I don't know what it is, but yeah, Palehead, absolutely. And Al and MacKaye being together, I mean, how can that be a bad thing? No. Hey, Ms. Zanola, what's up, man? Did you show up? I definitely know your name. Nope. You know, I don't really think one way or another about Chris Connolly. I like him, but I don't know that I would be. I don't know that I'd be that interested to read his book. I mean, he's fine. He's just always been. I probably shouldn't say that. I've always kind of, I guess, unfairly so. I've always thought of him to be a product of Al. You know what I mean? I know he's his own artist. I get it, but I like Chris Connolly when he's part of the Al world. When he's outside of that, I never really had much interest there. Nowhere was another Wisconsin. Nice. Someone else was here from Wisconsin earlier. Oh wow, so you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Okay. That's a bit, yeah. Whenever I see Wisconsin and well, no, I guess I think, yeah. When I think of Wisconsin, I think of a very sports centered state. Like I just assume everyone is obsessed with Green Bay Packers there, right? I fucking hate Green Bay, by the way. As someone who doesn't live in Wisconsin, I'm so sick of the fucking Green Bay Packers. They just have a massive fan base, like not even in Wisconsin, but everywhere. They're just fucking Packer fans everywhere, scurrying around like roaches. It drives me nuts. As someone who loves football, I'm tired of Green Bay Packers. It's enough of them already. I listened to Chris's. Okay, here we go. Stanley Payne, skinny puppy reference. What's up, Stanley Payne? You must be in. Are you in Canada? I mean, I'm just, based on your handle, that would be, that would be my preliminary guess, but maybe you're just a hardcore skinny puppy fan. Oh, I froze up. Son of a bitch. All right, if you can hear me, folks. Yeah, this happened before. I'm frozen right now, so let's see. Well, I was going for 75 minutes anyway, so let's see what happens. This has happened to me before. Oh well. 75 minutes is that's a pretty good length, right? Ah, come on. Sorry, peeps. Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys. That happens from time to time. It froze up. It froze up on me. It froze up on me last week too. Sorry. I don't know. I'm wondering if it's because my videos run long. I don't know. Um, yeah. Sorry. Anyway, I'm back. That might happen, by the way. If you watch my live streams, it might freeze. So sorry. Let me back up. Yeah, I did. I know, it's crazy, right? Super nice guy, very quiet, very passionate, as was the guy in System Wide that I knew. And yeah, I just met him very briefly, but it's he was nice. It was hard to build an opinion. He didn't say much, but super nice guy. Obviously died way, way too young. Yeah, yeah. Lot, every time I see a new release from him, I'm like, wow, really? They are milking the shit out of his music. No question about it. I never met Al. No, never met him. I always thought that would be. I always thought that would. I don't know. It just seemed like Al was so angry at so many people that he might have been. It might have been easier just to avoid him altogether. Let's see. Okay, hardcore media. He bailed because. So you're not a Packers fan? Are you a sports fan at all? I do love sports. I do, and I love football. But the Packers are one of those teams like the Cowboys. It's like the Cowboys have been deemed America's team. Like who deemed them that? I don't think they're not. They're not my fucking team, and I'm an American. I don't care about Dallas Cowboys at all. It just seems like every week the nationally televised games are Dallas or Green Bay or Dallas and Green Bay every week. It's like enough. Those of us who live on the West Coast, it's like we just want to watch Seahawks and 49er and Charger games, and we never get them. We get Packers and we get fucking Cowboys. And ugh. Okay, so you're just a skinny puppy fan. All right, yeah, all right. Currently born on the South Side. So I miss the talk about the album. Yeah, yeah. I was mumbling. Are you even here, Caffeine Club? Are you still here? I don't even know. Yeah, I mumbled about it in the beginning. If you want to ask something, though, go for it. Go for it. Am I running long here? It's been almost an hour and a half, man. I might, yeah, I'll probably bail out of here soon. Download. Yeah, sorry, I got frozen. What am I gonna do? Are you still here? Home? Sorry, man. It didn't end. My lame ass froze up. I don't know. I don't know. That keeps happening. I don't know. I use StreamYard as my streamer, so, and I have a high connection and I have a decent computer. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Sorry. Thanks, man. Looks like John's gone. I lost a few people. Let's see. I'm trying to get a little. I'm trying to get more discerning about the comments I show. No offense. I just want to show comments that can spark a conversation. Yes. Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm lame. Oh, John, you're still here. Okay. You're premature. Well, John, that sounds like a personal problem, and I don't want to get into that. So good luck on that one. Suck it, Bears. Go Bills. Yeah. It's hard not being a Buffalo fan, right? Yeah. I've heard too in Buffalo, like when there's a Bills game, like on a Thursday night, they take Friday off. Like there's no work Friday. It's like a fucking holiday. I love that. I was like, shit, I'll move to Buffalo, get a day off to recover after the Thursday night game. I'm a fan of players, like I guess I'm a fair weathered fan. I mean, I'm a Seahawks fan because, I'm in the state of Washington. I'm in the Northwest. So by proxy, you're a Seattle Seahawk fan. But I like teams, I like players. Like I like San Francisco this year, even though they're in the same division as the Seahawks. And that's sacrilege to say that to any Seahawk fan. But I like their players. And the same goes for Buffalo. I like their players, man. I don't know. I just like the Bills. Hey, Chris, what's up? Where are you at? I ask everybody where they are. And I'm not asking for addresses or phone numbers or social security numbers. I'm wondering what town you're in. It's interesting to see where you guys are. Steelers. I used to be a Pittsburgh fan when I was a kid. Um, I guess there's a part of me that always likes Pittsburgh. Um, I just like football. And most days I just like to sit down and watch a good game, you know. But football, I don't know. Football's getting worse though. With all the calls and the favoritism, and you can't even breathe on quarterbacks anymore without getting a penalty called on you. It's fucking ridiculous. Every time Patrick Mahomes plays, you got to sit there and watch Travis Kelce twinkle toeing around the field with his dumbass skank girlfriend, Taylor Swift, sitting in the fucking booth upstairs. I'm sick of it. Fuck the Kansas City Chiefs. That is the essence of my messaging tonight. It was supposed to be about ministry, but no, fuck the Kansas City Chiefs, all right? And fuck Travis Kelce. I'm a Bears fan and can admit the Bears. Did you know their quarterback, his dad is like the over the top champion? He's like the arm wrestling champion of the world. Dude, I don't know. This guy, I mean, he presents a different threat than Justin Fields has. I mean, for whatever that's worth. I have DJ Moore on my fantasy team, so I have to root for the Bears in some degree because I want DJ Moore. I'm hoping that this backup QB of theirs, I forget his name. I call him over the top because of the arm wrestling thing, but it'd be nice if they let Justin Fields run. How about you let the guy run a little bit? That's what he does. Of course he's going to get hurt. But that's what you do. You get hurt when you're a running QB. That's his specialty. Okay, yeah. So I guess Canadians are Buffalo fans. I mean, at least in that region, is that how that goes? Because they're so close to the border. Everyone's a Bills fan, and the Bills are good. You know, it must be painful being a Bills fan, man. You go to 4 straight Super Bowls and lose every one. Holy shit, that's a brutal legacy, man. I root for the Bills. I want to see them win. I'm in Iowa. Cool. Freezing my ass off today. Iowa. Okay. Iowa seems like a dark horse state. I'm kind of interested in Iowa. I my great aunt knew the president. I can't remember the college. There's a college somewhere in Iowa that she gave a bunch of money to, and there's a wing of the college that's named after my great aunt. I wish I could think of the fucking college, but I can't. But I've always been interested in going to Iowa. Yeah, the mafia. Fuck the Patriots, by the way. How satisfying is it to watch New England get their asses handed to them? God, it's so satisfying. Fuck them. My name came from pig face. Pig face. I saw Pig face. That's where I met Ogre. I did not meet Ogre at a Skinny Puppy show. I met him at a Pig face show. I think I talked about this at some point in one of my other videos. They performed and then we hung out for a little bit inside, and then we walked down the stairs and went outside, and Ogre was fucking standing there. And I think he was with Martin Atkins. And I walked right by him. I just looked at Ogre. I was like, Ogre, what's up? And he's like, hey, dude, what's up? I mean, it was hilarious. It was Ogre, you know, the growling, scary guy on stage, the Skinny Puppy vocalist. And then you meet him on the sidewalk. He's like, hey, dude, what's up? It was like meeting Pauly Shore. You know, it's like, you're Ogre? I just remember it was so cool. You know, he's got this big scary aura on stage, but then you meet him and he couldn't be any sweeter, you know. Yeah, fuck them. Am I wrong about this Taylor Swift shit? I see these talking heads on NFL Network. They're like, this is good for the game. No, it's not. How is it good for the game? You know? Oh, okay. I'm getting off on a side tangent here with football, but have they ever considered that maybe not every football fan likes shitty music? Every time every time they play a song in the background of some shitty hip hop or some shitty new metal, how about you play a Vatican Shadow song? How about you play a Ministry song? Not everybody who likes football has horrible taste in music. Expand your horizons, NFL, you fucking idiots. Sorry, I'm going off on tangents tonight. Why not? I'm an industrial music family man. There are a few of us here, not many, but a few. Okay. So Iowa, are you 2 hours ahead of me? Is it 10 o'clock for you right now, or is it 11? Yeah. Kentucky. Nice. Kentucky. Beautiful. I'm an expert with state capitals. Frankfurt, Des Moines, uh, Lansing, Michigan, Madison, Wisconsin. I can name the capitals. It's uncanny. Let's see. I believe you have to wrestle in high school if you. It's required. Put the siglet on, you fuck. It's time for your wrestling education. Oh shit. He was selling shirts. Hey man, there's a real man, a man of the people. And that was the kind of I met him too when I met Ogre. He seemed like that. He just seemed like a regular guy. He was, I don't know, just a normal dude who wanted to talk to his fans. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Well, Josh Allen, right? I guess maybe Josh Allen is to blame. I mean, they have well, whatever. I think it costs a lot of. I've gone to some Seahawks games recently, and it's not cheap, man. But that's Seattle. Seattle's one of the most brutal places to live in terms of finances. Um, but yeah, Buffalo's just a fun team. They're good. They have a lot of stars, and their defense needs to get right, though. They're in trouble right now. I mean, they beat Tampa Bay, but Buccaneers suck. Baker Mayfield, really? Why is Baker Mayfield still on my television? I mean, seriously, get the fuck out of my life. Ogre's, yeah, he was, man. Just such a nice guy. All smiles. Couldn't have been nicer. As in, ooh, wow, that's a shocker, dude. Don't say that in public. You probably already know that. Who's your team? I hope you like the Jets or the Dolphins, or the Bills. I mean, you have to like an AFC East team if you're going to hate the Patriots in New England. I mean, that would just be the cherry on top. Oh, really? No shit. Oh, that's cool. Now, see, Al's making a little money on that. He makes money on that, right? He must. 10. Okay. So you're a couple hours. You're 2 hours ahead. That makes sense. Okay. I seriously I seriously think about going to Iowa. Um, and it's horrible of me to not remember the college, but yeah, I have a family member who was part of, is it University of Iowa? Maybe it's UI. I don't know. Anyway, she financially gave to the school. And so I think if I chose to go there, I would get benefits. So I already have a couple of degrees, but I love college, and sometimes I think about just getting the fuck out of town and going to another state and going to school again because I love school. I love to learn, and there's always something else to learn. And I want to do it while I still have my brain cells left because, you know, as we get older, something's gonna get us. I certainly don't want Alzheimer's. That would suck. I met Al Jorgensen in Chicago back in the '90s. He was a cool guy. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously he lives on the lam. You can't publicly announce shit like that when you're in New England. I mean, Jesus. But again, I hope he's a Bills fan. I hope he's a Jets fan, or I hope he's a Dolphins fan because it's got to be the way it is. Well, and he's a big sports guy. He was like a baseball star. I think baseball is Al's sport. And why not? I love baseball too. I don't like it this year. Got to watch the fucking Rangers, but as a Mariners fan, it's hard to like Texas. Okay, um, I'd rather see the Diamondbacks win myself, but we'll see how that works out. It's not looking great for Arizona right now. Yeah, I think. Yeah, is it Iowa State? I don't know. I'll get back to that, but I don't know. I'll have to look into that. But I know if I were to go to one of those schools, it would be easier. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Oh no shit. Okay. Well, so is he a Cubs fan or is he a White Sox fan? Either? Because where's he from originally? He's from Florida, isn't he? Isn't he originally from Florida? Because he's Cuban. I think he went in through Florida. So I guess it wouldn't automatically mean he's a Chicago fan across the board. But by the way, you Chicagoans, how do you make that distinction? How are you a White Sox fan or a Cubs fan? How do you how do you discern that? Seriously, I've always wondered this. I asked my other friends who are Chicagoans, but they don't really follow baseball. There's like, I don't know. I mean, I have one Chicago fan who's a Cubs fan, and he couldn't. I don't remember what he told me. I think he told me years ago. But how do you make that choice? It's like what I realized in New York is that if you live in Brooklyn, you're a Jets fan, and if you live in Manhattan, you're a Giants fan. It's not always that way, but and I lived in Brooklyn for a time, so I'm a bit of a Jets fan. And boy, talk about a franchise that's hard to like. Jesus Christ, the Jets. Good Lord. Al is truly an icon. He all but created a musical sound on those early Ministry and side projects. It kind of broke my heart when he went power metal. Why, oh, why? Yeah, he's just got that in his blood. He's Mr. Metal. He grew up listening to, well, I don't know. He grew up listening to all kinds of shit, from what I've read. Everything from Metallica to Fad Gadget. So that's his thing. Yeah. Damon Ping is like, back to music, fellas. Fuck your sports. Fuck your football. Back to music. If anyone's interested in copying, I suggest. Okay. Is everyone seeing this? Sorry, Damon. I know we're talking about sports. I apologize. It's Saturday night. We're getting loaded. It is what it is. I like doing these live streams because I just like talking about all kinds of shit. I love music, but shit, I could talk about sports all day. North. Oh, okay. Is it that? It's that simple? Okay. All right. What if you're right? I mean, what's the border? What's the town that like if you can you think of a town where it's a big conundrum to figure out if you're a Cubs fan or a Sox fan. I mean, what's the town? Tell me. I love to know this stuff. Okay. Yeah, so what is it? What's the central town? Like is there a town where there would be 50% Cubs fans, 50% Sox fans? What's the town? Yeah. I have I have a couple of BAs actually. Sweet. What's your master's in? Do you mind me asking? I have one in literature and English. And then I have a BA in music theory. So I am collecting useless degrees. I'm very proud of it. Later, Dimensional. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. Thank you. I haven't listened to it, I have to say. I haven't done that. I need to do that. Yeah, thanks, man. What's your avatar, Damon? What is that? Who is that? It's hard to tell from this vantage point. All right, we're caught up with comments. Shit, man, hour and 40 minutes. I mean, I'll go a little bit longer. You guys are keeping me here. I'm enjoying this. Okay, I went to Chicago once. I've only been there once, oddly enough. I went there to DJ. No, 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 twice. Sorry, went there to DJ, and then I went there recently to DJ again. Went to the most entertaining place I've ever been to in my life, the Wiener Circle. Wiener Circle. Holy shit, I laughed my balls off. That was so fun and funny. My God. That's what we need here. You know what I mean? That would never happen in Portland. The Wiener Circle in Portland, people would be crying and calling therapists and psychologists. People wouldn't know what to do with themselves. I was in heaven. I could stay all day at the fucking Wiener Circle. Those are my kind of people. That's when I'm happy. Loop is downtown. Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I see it now. It's kind of on my end. It's kind of hard to see. It's very small. Two man, one in business man. Okay, nice. Are you from Iowa originally? And you say you're kind of on an island there, like you don't know a lot of people who like to kind of have the same taste as you do. I guess, yeah, I can imagine that. And I mean, I don't know. I don't want to judge Iowans. I've never been there, so still have the Merkin land. No, I don't think so. Unless, I haven't been. It's funny. I haven't been out and about in Portland in forever, and it's weird because I was out and about in Portland for 20 years. I mean, honestly, from the years of 1990 up through 2012, I was. I mean, I was out and about in Portland every other night on average. I mean, I was DJing. I lived down there. Yeah, and for the past decade, I've just slowly. Portland isn't the same anymore. It's just not. It's not what it used to be. It's a different place now. It's Portland used to be a truly unique place. It had pockets of. It was truly unique. It was a very odd place, and now it's become like anywhere USA. I think Portland has this reputation for being strange and different. It's not. It's not. It used to be. That's been bled out of it. Portland is just it's a shell of its former self. It just is. It's unfortunate, but it's just like anywhere USA. It's I don't know. It's just my opinion. It is just an opinion, but it's not to my liking. I I love the Portland that existed in the 90s and the 2000s, and it's just not, yeah, it's gone forever. The Wiener Circle is basically it's a hot dog stand, and you go into it, and people insult you, and they don't hold back. Like I walked in, and they asked me what my race. It's a bunch of black people. It's a bunch of African Americans. You walk in, and they sized me up, and they asked me what. First thing they asked me was what my nationality was, and I told them I'm Italian. I'm American, but I'm mainly Italian. And it was like it was like a 10-minute stream of racial epithets against Italians. It was awesome. It was fucking hilarious. Like everything you said was used against you. Um, it's a roast. It's like an old-fashioned Dean Martin roast. You get attacked. It's like Don Rickles standing there, and he is dismantling your psyche piece by piece, and it was wonderful. I loved it. It was so much fun, and I will do anything to get back there because you can kind of sling it back at them, but they'll just pounce on you even harder. And then at the end you pay, and they kind of give you a wink, and they take your money. I mean, it's so much fun. The food was good, and it was just fun. It's an experience, and I love it. Wiener Circle still insulting the customers. 35. Is it that old? I was at. Is it 30 plus years though? Really? That's crazy. I thought it was newer than that. Yeah, yeah. It was an insult restaurant. Yes, yes. I mean, John, you'd know better than me. But yeah, it's like you go in and you get the piss taken out of you for however long you want to stand there. They get you out of the way because when I was there, it was like a line going out the door. I mean, it was packed. Um, oh, and by the way, there is Triumph the Insult Comic Dog goes there, which if you don't know Triumph, where have you been? Go YouTube that. Go YouTube Triumph the Insult Comic Dog Wiener Circle. And that'll give you a taste literally of what goes on there. It's hilarious. Oh, okay, okay. It was an insult restaurant when I went there. It was fun. Yeah, Thurwell. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, Iowa's pretty conservative, right? I would guess. Not to, I don't mean just politically. I just mean across the board conservative, right? I mean that would be my assumption. I don't want to make us, I don't want to just assume things, but I would think that would be the case. Yeah, Kentucky. Kentucky, I don't know. That's just a state I don't think I would have ever thought of going. Not that I have anything against it, it's just yeah, I just haven't had any reason to think of going there. Um yeah, maybe in the back of my mind I unfairly judge certain states. I mean, coming from the Pacific Northwest, it's just very compared to other places in the country, it's a very liberal place, very atheistic. That's how I was raised. That's how I've become. So when I think of pockets of America that are deeply religious, it's like, yeah, that wouldn't work for me. I don't know how I'd survive in that kind of environment. Yeah, it's a roast. That's how that was my experience. Yeah, yeah. I just mentioned that one. Triumph is the man. Triumph, otherwise known as Robert Smigel, comedic genius. Robert fucking Smigel. Yeah, there you go. Yes. Oh my God. The Star Wars one. Oh my God. Oh, that's where he met Beowulf, the dungeon, well, Dragon Master. I was gonna say Dungeon Master. The Dragon Master. Black Wolf. Sorry, Black Wolf, not Beowulf. Black Wolf. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, the Star. Did you see the one he did with the Michael Jackson fans? Or he did one too several years ago where he went to a college and he talked to these super woke millennials who, just stereotypical snowflake millennials that are offended by everything and they're trying to change everything. Oh, God, I can't remember the name, but that was brilliant. Robert Smigel is just brilliant. Like those are the guys that I wish were like Kevin Hart. We have to watch these boring, inane comedians on TV all day and night like Kevin Hart. And then we have people like Robert Smigel that exist. No one's heard of him. Obviously, he's made a pretty decent little career for himself, but it's people like Robert Smigel that we should be celebrating. He's a genius. Yeah. Star Wars fans, the Westminster Dog Show. Um, shit. I mean, anything Triumph does. Halloween album. Maybe Tino. Halloween Breaks. I love Halloween Breaks by Tino. What do you guys like? Yeah. That's the one thing that's kind of given me reservations about visiting, to be frank. Uh, but then I have this, this optimistic dream that I would meet people like yourself. You know, it's like not every state's going to be 100% conservative. It's like I know there are people out there like me. I just have to fucking find them. And I just found one, Chris. So if I ever go there, I'll let you know. I definitely am seriously considering it. And I'm all for meeting people that watch my channel. I'm just finding the early comment before. I was just saying I wasn't trying to be something that started that way. Is there? Yeah. Wow. 19. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Yes. I mean, I feel like I should have all of those memorized because I've watched them so many times, but you just named one of uh, the best lines. I'm trying to think. There's one I'm forgetting. We're trying. Wow, the Star Wars one is the big one. I can't remember. I'll think of it later. Yeah. Um, what was the one? There's a girl who was dressed up as Princess Leia, and he walked up to her, and he was like, "You're the only woman here," and um, he said something like, "Which one of you is going to step up to the challenge of trying to get into her pants?" And some kid walks up, and she kind of just looks at him and starts giggling, and you can tell like there's not a chance in hell that this is going to happen. I can't remember what Smigel says, but it was funny. Yeah, yeah. Or the one with the stormtrooper, he takes the helmet off, and it's like he looks like I don't know, he looks like the singer of Fish, like this big scary stormtrooper. And then he pulls the helmet off, and it's like fucking you know Jim Bob from Deliverance is underneath that. Whatever. I shouldn't I shouldn't judge people for the way they look, but I'll leave that up to Robert Smigel. He's much better at it. Yes, yes, thank you. Caffeine Club. Yes, thank you. Oh shit. Wait, see now I'm curious. I want to look up. Hang on a minute. I got something here. I want to turn. I'm going to do some searching here, and I know this is exciting for you, but okay. So there's the Wiener Circle one. I highly recommend you guys look that up. Star Wars. What am I? Triumph the Insult Comic Dog talks to young voters. That's the one I was talking about, where he talks to the little snowflakes. I mean, it's hard to tell. Obviously, they know they're being interviewed, so maybe they weren't such snowflakes. But oh, he interviews Bon Jovi. That's a good one. And he goes to the Hollywood Squares. Yes, check out that one. He talks to Gilbert Gottfried on that one, who I treasure. Gilbert Gottfried. R.I.P. Gilbert, one of the greatest comedians of all time, Gilbert Gottfried. Um, he gets Gilbert on there briefly for the Hollywood Squares one, and it's fucking hilarious. It's so good. All right, man. It's been almost 2 hours. Okay. I think. What do you think? Maybe it's time to wrap this up. This has been super fun, man. I think I might try to do more of these than just do the videos where I'm talking because I don't know. People can go and watch these later, just like they can with any standard video. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm gonna bail, guys. Caffeine Club. He's had enough. He's getting the hell out of here. And it's been 2 hours. But I'm liking this, man. I like these live streams. I think I would much rather have some people on board and have a live conversation than maybe doing just videos where I'm just blurting things at the camera. I don't know. You guys can tell me. Yeah, Bill Hicks. Yeah. Yes. Bill Hicks. Yeah, I think I mentioned this in some other video, but my favorite comedians are they tend to be from the South, like Texas, like Bill Hicks, Sam Kinison, right? Um, and then George Carlin, Richard Pryor. Um, yeah, those are my comedians. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up. I really appreciate this. Thank you. I'm liking these live chats, right? This is cool. We can still talk about music, and then we can get some other comments rather than me just nattering on all by myself. Thanks, Chris. Take it easy in Iowa, man. Let's talk again. Hopefully you can make the next stream. It would be cool to see you. And thank you for showing up, man. I appreciate you. Again, I like meeting the my peers in the education system because I have too many degrees. I'm overeducated and I'm a teacher, and so I like talking to people who are ensconced in the educational system. It's interesting for me. Yeah, John, come back for the next one if you can. Good to talk to you. Craig, I didn't see you comment before, but thanks for being here, man. I appreciate that. Okay, thanks Stanley Payne. I appreciate that. And I'll do the standard videos. I just kind of, this is new, these live streams. I'm kind of enjoying this. This is fun. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, hey, get back to the werewolves, man. I'm sorry to pull you away, but I'm glad you think highly enough to come here and to put the werewolves away. I take that as a massive compliment. So from Vancouver, Washington to Ottawa, Canada, thank you, Caffeine Club. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, dude, I think about that all the time. We need Bill Hicks. Right? We desperately need voices like him. Bill Hicks, man. I mean, ever since his death almost 30 years ago, I've constantly thought, what would Bill Hicks say? Routinely. I mean, at least once a year something happens and I think, what would Bill Hicks say about this? I still listen to him regularly. I love him. I really miss him. Okay, cool. Nice. Thanks, Chris. Really appreciate you. True, all of you. Thanks so much, man. Um, I'm sorry about the freezing. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know. It happened last time, so maybe this is just something that's going to happen. I don't know. I apologize. But I will see you next time. Thanks as always. Take care. Bye.